Hit the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
You know, it's one thing to run on the tricky triangle known as Pocono Raceway, but I think there's a whole different story in itself when you're literally running on one of the toughest and the baddest tracks around, and that being with a super late model car on this very track. Well, I guess we're just about to find out what happens anyway. Alright everyone, I am the Crusader Chris Stride, joining you guys here right now on the show, and I do apologize in advance for the late rally here. Power outage unfortunately kind of hit us off guard. Right now we're currently just trying to not only get everything typed into the show here, but also get ready for the racing action itself here on PTM Racing TV. So as we get things ready to get down to it, it is time to bring them up to the stage and onto the track, as the drivers currently keep pressing their way around the track and figure out how to run this place to the ground. Long Pond, Pennsylvania right now, currently the host, the sight, and the sounds, as right now drivers put their way around the track and put some practice on the laps here. Have a listen in with some of our guys as well here in just a brief moment, as currently we're still under pressure and still trying to make sure we got everything fixed up here and done. Producers, did we get everything? Yeah, we got everything. Okay, cool. Well, the good news is we got everything mostly set up and ready to go. We're just currently just trying to make sure the drivers are ready to go here and set on the action-packed ventures. Take a listen to some of our guys right now here, the ones that have qualified, and take a listen to how they're feeling right now. We're going to go talking with the 45, Tim Williams, who is currently your second fastest of the bunch. Tim, how you doing today, sir? Tim, you got a copy down there? Nope, I guess not. Oh, hold on a minute. I heard him there for a second. Did you get it?
You got me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Good. It's working.
I was about to say, like, where did you go here, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
All right. Well, nevertheless, Tim, obviously, I know you and the guys have been kind of ready to rally up and get set on down these super late models from Iowa, but I don't know how you're thinking about Pocono here, my friend. What was it like for you in your qualifying lap?
It was a little on the hairy side, I got to tell you. I smacked the wall on the second lap, so I kind of blew it. I don't think I was going to do much better than Robert, though. Well, we'll see what happens in the race, though. It's hopefully I got enough practice and I can keep control of it.
Certainly there indeed. Well, nevertheless, Tim, we really appreciate coming on board. Best of luck to you and the crew today, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Williams on the line there. Len McNeese has already put down his qualifying lap. Let's listen into him now. Len, you got a copy down there? McNeese, you got a copy, sir? Nope, looks like no copy on McNeese's end there. Let's see, we got a few of our other guys here. Corey Coe has laid his qualifying down seventh fastest so far. Corey, do you have a copy?
Yeah, man, you got me?
Yeah, we got you. All right, well, at least we got some other drivers to be able to chat with here. Corey, right now, just mentioned you currently qualified in the 7th spot. I know there's quite a bit of a roster, quite a bit of a shot in the dark to be taken on control, but how are you feeling right now with this car on a much bigger track compared to Iowa?
Really not much of a comparison, is there? But they don't call it tricky for nothing. And what's going to be tricky is negotiating the corners, all three of them, with the cars around us. Didn't really get much practice to see exactly how the air moved and how much grip you actually had. But we start loading up against each other. That's really going to see exactly how tricky the tricky triangle actually is.
So I'll ask this as well here, because I know you've kind of pointed out pretty much kind of the toughest parts of this tricky triangle, but we've always talked about the difficulty of trying to master 2 turns because you can never get all 3 with this Super Late Model car. how much of that stays true to its word, or is it all the turns are just impossible to master?
I think you'd want to be really good in at least 2 of them and just do the best you can in the third, and finding out where you're at on the track as far as your, when your talent runs out in whichever turn it is that you struggle the most. Limit the mistakes in that corner, especially with cars around you, and then proceed to where you're your strongest. And I think you might come out, on top of where most don't take that approach.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, this looks to be a hot one today. Best of luck to you and the crew, sir.
Yeah, man. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Coe on the line there. We'll take it down now and talk with one of our other drivers here. She is the lone lady of the field today, qualifying in the 6th spot here, the throttle Chantel Pottle. And Chantel, these guys right now are laying them down and laying them thick here with some 56 time laps, but you were able to hang with them in pace. How is the car going to be able to do, though, when the drafts start to have to push in?
I like it in the draft, to be honest with you, but when I'm by myself, I find it really tight. So if I can stick in the draft, I think we'll do all right.
And do you think some of these guys, when it comes to pit road, that may actually stretch out that draft, or do you think could actually benefit you in this case?
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, one way or another, it's got to work out, so we'll have to see what happens. Nevertheless, thank you for your time here today.
Yep.
The Chantel, the throttle Pottle there, ladies and gentlemen. Also now on our line, and since everyone's pretty much qualified, we can finally pinpoint our little overlays up. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 21, second fastest, was top guy for a minute, is Rattlesnakes, Robert Kahn.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Doing right, Kahn. Right now, currently, 400ths of a second knocked you down. Ty Morosco, we were watching him lay down the number 1 in the fastest time breach, but, you had a great showing last time out at Iowa Speedway, but now this is a complete reversal here, sir. What is going through your mind?
Definitely. This is a tire wear race. I mean, after 5 laps, you're 7 to 8% down on tires. So with only 2 sets, you got to conserve it and kind of pick your battle for the later run. So we'll see how it goes. Pretty fun track.
Fun track indeed. Lot to be desired. We'll see what happens. Best of luck to you today.
Thanks, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Kahn ready to bring it down to the house, but fans and friends alike, the time has come. Before we get into the showcase, before we get into the race, I have a little something for you. Get ready. It's time indeed for the pit stall. Time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. So, with that said and that done, the intro has been played, the songs have been cued. Let the dance begin here at Long Pond, Pennsylvania. On the pole in the number 1 will be Ty Morosco. It is outside Robert Kahn, the 21. Row number 2 will be the 17 of Derek Paulson. It is outside in the 45, Tim Williams. Row number 3 in the 00, that'll be Gordon Larson Jr. It is outside in the 5, the throttle, Chantel Pottle. Row number 4 will be the 51 of Todd Poston. It is outside in the 20, Corey Coe. Row number 5, piloting the number 6 will be Eric Blount. It is outside in the 61, DJ Mitzel. Row number 6 is Len McNeese, and the 84 is outside in the 72, Jeffrey Tufts. Row number 7 is Cody Griffin in the 03. It is outside in the big 24, Tim Lee. Row number 8 is the 60 of Brian Rainville. Is outside in the number 388, Douglas R. Johnson. Row number 9 will be Michael E. Campbell in the 292. It is outside in the 47, Ray Radford. Final starters in the number 66, John Garrett. And it is outside in the 08, Robert Smith. Race fans, you come from all walks of life. You come from many cars and planes. I guess Long Pond has seen it all. They've gone from sprint cars, from the dirt racing here with Indy cars, to now seeing super late model cars running the big triangular track. Pocono Raceway, things are not just about to get tricky. Things are about to get insane here on the show. We'll reel them down through quarter number 3 this time on by. Ty Marasco is going to start the field in the MF Racing Designs with Robert Kahn and the Freightliner 21 looking to take him on. Off of turn number 4 we go. Let him hear you. Let him rip it. It's time for the first time ever on PTM Racing TV to see the super late models in action. Green flag in the air. Let's get to it. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of thinking where we're going to this race. This was gonna be literally a plate track style S kind of race for these super late models. I was kind of half right, but you can actually hear them. They're actually backing down on the throttles when they have to, and actually getting a little bit comfortable through the corners. I'm impressed out of the gate. This is something. Super late model cars might actually be able to do something here. We'll have to see. It's really gonna boil down to me, in my opinion, is how long before we see somebody get a little too over their head, maybe a little too hard on their collar, trying to make that pass and use that draft line as something. Those tires, repairs, and the fuel, extremely important. These drivers know it. Just the sheer sight of this, though. I've been broadcasting for 2 years. You guys know this already. But I have never, in my life, ever seen something probably as crazy or as just, I'm trying to figure out how this even works. And yet somehow it works perfectly. As Colin is taking the race lead away, Derek Paulson punching the 21 up ahead. As Marasco falls back just for now. Tim Williams kind of laying with him. Kenneth Crawford strapped in to watch a good one tonight. Cheers to the booth. Hashtag Team Rattlesnake. Thanks, Crawford, for coming on board today, sir. Well, honestly, we're going on board with Tim Williams because I just want to see how much these cars are actually turning in the turns. And you can see this is interesting enough. They're having to throw the draft, throw the box already, trying to watch each other in their corners. And those up front right now either are burning the heck out of their tires or they're managing to actually make something work that I never thought was possible. Either way, this is still a sight to behold. Pit Stall Racing Series right now moving the change. Our last week's feature winner, Todd, posting the 51. Boy, did he post up the number and did he make a Pop's position up on these guys. He set the bar high at Iowa Speedway and managing to get that first win of his career and also managing to really make a statement in a Super Late model car. We've seen him do okay in the trucks, but the Super Lates to me were probably where he advantaged at most. Kahn right now throwing some blocks, throwing some haymakers, but Paulson, he's no jump, he's no slouch. He's going to the bottom. He forces the 21 up top. And just in a matter of 4 laps, we've already had 2-3 passes here for the lead. Kahn, though, able to drive off on that top side here around the 17. Wild to say the least, and still just can't even get over the kind of speed and power these things are reeling in right now. They're whopping over at 180 miles per hour in that draft. And then this is the turn really I think honestly is going to give them the most troubles at the flat banked end that's literally designed after the Milwaukee Mile. And you all know how tough that track is on a flat surface. Punching the way down now. Here we go. Another switch for the race lead. Everyone else kind of laying off. Here we go, though. Tim Williams almost giving the 17 a little love tap. Gets hold himself under control. Doesn't get himself into a mess by any means, but that was a little bit closer than I think he was liking to be. Marasco trying to stay low and stay out of the way. Paulson up top side now. The Rattlesnake to the bottom, trying for the slingshot. No run though from the tunnel turn. Oh, by the way, yeah, that tunnel turn that they went through, yeah, that's literally the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's turn. This track has 3 differently designed turns from across the plains in the nation. One of which is, of course, this turn 3, which is Milwaukee Mile. The second turn is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then that final corner is the higher banked end of the turn that I can't even remember the name of the track on right now, to be honest with you guys. If somebody wants to let me know in the comments section, feel free. I know I've said it before here on PTM Racing TV, but my brain's kind of drawing a blank here. I guess I'm just still stunned at what I'm even seeing, much less even what I'm watching right now. Paulson up ahead here. Tim Williams trying to get around him, though. You can see he is lining him off again. Everybody right now just getting lined off and lined down. Khan backed into a huge corner. You can see that draft is extremely important here. It's pretty much going to be his plate track vendetta. He needs to stay on that line. But if there's one thing I said earlier, too, is that Chantal Bottle, honestly, she's a master of plate tracks. Last plate tracks we've seen her in, she's won a record-breaking 90% of them. She has not been defeated on those kind of hits for a while. As I say that, though, trouble right in front of her. The one at Iber Roscoe slamming down in the corner and catches himself a little bit of company with the 00 Gordon Larson Jr. with the caution flying high. Well, I may have given somebody a broadcaster curse, and unfortunately, I think I might have gave it to the 5, but the 1 of your #1 seed, unfortunately, finds himself clobbered in a bad moment and a bad shot. Here's another look at it. And it looked like going into turn number 1, or 3, excuse me, the 5 actually gave a little nudge to the 1, which in turn got that 1 just a slight bit too tight. But again, they have to kind of do that in order just to get a run on the other and try to make a pass, because again, there's not a lot of speed and there's not a lot of slingshot momentum. And as I said that, I just said a Super League model 180 miles per hour. It's not going fast enough. Yow, wow. Slight damage on some of these drivers. Everyone else kind of keeping their heads cool and collective, just trying to stay out of trouble at this point. Those are staying back though right now. I kind of wonder to myself, are they going to start maybe looking at it, get some speed going, get some kick up on the drive here? That's going to be a big question for them to have to answer. Let's take a listen now. One of them, as a former racing winner here on the show, the 03 Cody Griffin, joins me now.
How's it going?
Going pretty good today, sir. Now, currently, started back in 13th and having to now fall back into 15th, 14th here. How tough is the car wear and tearing with these tires here?
Yeah. I didn't really practice really any at all. I got an EOL to start with there, so I actually went all the way to the tail end of the longest line to start with there. Tire wear's not too terrible. The draft isn't quite as powerful as I thought it would be. So, but hey, that's why I wanted to start back here, just to kind of see how they would draft. So we'll get back up to the front here, do a few pit cycles and whatnot.
Yeah, that fuel mileage run as well. It looked like you just only took fuel out of that, deciding not to go for the tires. How much of a difference maker was that for you and this crew?
Yeah, everybody's kind of on tire conservation here too. You know, I'm planning on not burning up my tires any at all if I can help it. So you'll probably see us do a lot of gas and goes and try to have a set there at the end in case we get a green, white checkered here.
Sure there. All right. Well, Cody, we appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck down there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good to be back.
Good to be back as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Griffin, 03. Listening down now on the track here. We got some other guys to listen up to. DJ Mitchell now joins me on the call. DJ, you got a copy down there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Hey, man, welcome back to the show. Welcome back on the track of Valvoline 61. Representing to a famed driver here on this track that he was never able to get a win on. But, man, what is it going to take for you to try to pull this thing into victory lane, you think?
Oh, I think we're going green here now. Oh, no, never mind. We're not.
I was about to say.
He just dropped it to 1 to green here. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tire saving deal today. The there's a lot of drafting going on. I think like whoever's behind gets big runs on those guys in front. So it's going to be kind of a back and forth yo-yo type thing.
Well, we've talked about how difficult a slingshot can be to be even performed on this track with trucks and cars that are only like 550 to 670. I mean, this thing's probably not even pushing past 500 or not, maybe about 550. But yet, you guys are still hitting upwards of speeds of 180 miles per hour. What does that kind of do to settle the car down?
Honestly, not a whole lot of braking here. The car's really stable. It's a bit tight, but it's a pretty stable car. I don't think the speeds are any issue, to be honest with you.
Surprisingly there. Well, nevertheless, DJ, we appreciate your time here, sir. Let's see what happens now as we get you back to the restarts.
All right, 10-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Mitchell on the line letting us know right now kind of his thoughts and feelings. And yeah, you heard him loud there, folks. It's a tire conversation kind of deal. We'll see how that plays out well for him as we come back to you live from Long Pond. Tonight's race is presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. Custom design t-shirts done your way. Fort Worth Screen Printing is the way to go. Be sure to visit them up at fortworthscreenprinting.com as well as their Facebook page here on our links down below. Also, be sure to check out John T. Garrett's Twitch channel and support him in the show as well. Thanks again to Fort Worth Screen Printing for your support. And by Lightning Wrapz, with the most affordable designs made at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring out the best designs in your library. And right now, currently, some designed up cars from that library and that bop shop is looking to bring us back to the green flag, back to the starting zone here. Again, to those that are tuning in a little later on, yes, I know we're supposed to be live about 10 minutes earlier, but unfortunately, like I said, a little malfunction on the live stream end as well as my whole system and equipment here kind of threw us for a bit of a loop. We weren't even ready to get going, but nevertheless, we are getting going and we're ready to bring him back to the green, charge him up, flag is out, and it's time to see who can master the draft and master a super late model on the tricky triangle. I think honestly, the Trenton Speedway Turn 1, thank you, Mike Kruger, has pretty much kind of set a lot of these guys for a bit of a loop. They can drive it quick and they can drive hard, but really, I think the biggest problem is they're trying so much and so quickly to find an opposition and to find the right line to get the best grip. But problem is, I think there's only one way to really take that turn 1, and that's going to be towards the bottom or the middle and kind of flank it down so that way you have a good corner exit. It's going to be very tricky though to master, no pun intended, especially when you're coming off of turn number 3, which is that Milwaukee mile turn. And I'm glad to know somebody was listening to me when I asked in the comments section if you can let me know what turn 1 was, and Kruger saved my tail there. Thank you, man. So yeah, Trenton Speedway is what this turn is manufactured on. As you can see, the bankies in those corners. Yeah, it's not a small turn by any means, nor was it a small track layout. Garrett Baltz right out over 17, focus again. Oh, Tim Williams here as Williams is looking to breach his line, breach the gap, the slingshot in effect. We've got a pass, we've got a new leader. And don't look now, but that 31 is back in business. Todd Poston coming up to fight with the boys a little bit. He's making a little bit of a drive off, looking to try to keep the momentum up to play. Eric Blount. I don't know if he is running some kind of wheel or if he's running some kind of controller. All I know is that thing is moving and jiggling quickly. He's desperately trying to hold on and trying not to lose in those corners. I'll give him that. With so much run, so much opposition and speed. Up ahead with a 3 wide salute, dropping down. Here goes the 6 to the inside. Will they be able to hold it to the tunnel turn? Blount's not, about to find out. Posted hard in the turn, right on the mark, slings it right by the 17. Another second place finisher as the field comes in. And Cody Griffin maybe looking for a little bit of a recharge, looking to make do with his mistakes. He found a way to get the 03 back into the front half of this pack, now trying to maneuver around the rest. He's got a chance here. The Big double O, Gordon Larson Jr. also hanging in there and trying to keep his distance, trying to keep his run underway. You see some of the drivers that got involved in those wrecks earlier on, laying low, laying back, but they're going to have to find out the hard way. You can't escape it when madness comes. Yellow out, trouble for the 17 and many other drivers involved in this one. Derek Paulson, barely bad damage on that right side of the car here, and it looks like the old brutality of Pocono is coming back to fruition. We talk about how difficult this place is and how it is one of the most brutal tracks and endeavors of racing. Well, you're finding out why that is now. Here's a look at the PTM Racing replay. Tim Williams in the 45 getting clinged around. Derek Paulson thrown down out of town, and the grass burling up. Oh my. That grass on that things, man. These things were just kicking them up. See if we get a look at it. I think Poston entering in that turn might have clipped him. Yeah, he got him right there. You see he goes in that turn, clips him. There's a 6, gets a little hit on him. Colin tries to get out of the way too. 2 drivers mainly involved, but a lot of hearts and dreams dashed just in a matter of one little hiccup. Not gonna lie, I know they've been driving these things on the ovals, but I'm kind of curious to know what would it be like if we throw them on a road course now, just for giggles. I know somebody does it out there. I'm kind of curious. Somebody let me know in the comment section if maybe we should get these guys to do a road course with these cars. Or somebody out there does do that and they're willing to have it broadcasted. Let us know. Alright. Take a listen down now, right at the moment here. Gordon Larson Jr. earlier on getting kind of clipped up into a bit of a wreck. We'll listen to his thoughts here as he now joins us here on the show. Gordon, you got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, the floor is yours, sir. Right now, you unfortunately came off that first caution, got tangled up there between the 1 and the 5. What happened down there off turn 3?
Man, I really don't even know. It all happened so quick, and I was just on the brakes in the door of the 01. I don't even know what happened. Happened quick. We got it turned around, got it on pit road, got it fixed.
Now, I'll ask this too. I mean, we saw how tight it got for the number 1 off of turn number 3. For the steering wise and everything kind of situates itself out, how hard is it to try to get this thing to corner down and kind of come back on a good exit?
Car feels pretty good for me. It's we're just fighting these other cars, but otherwise I'm not having too much problem.
Sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Gordon, appreciate your time here, sir. Let's see what happens as you get back out on the track.
Appreciate it.
Gordon Larson Jr., ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. We'll see how well his pit stops come out to be. Take a look at everybody going into pit road now, except for Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Looks like he may be a little bit late to the party here. Tim Williams also staying on out, so that's going to be a bit of an interesting little position to put himself in. Todd Poston, first driver out of the field. Eric Blount going to follow right behind him. Todd Tufts trying to get ahead here. God didn't beat the field out of pit road, so he'll be sent back into the back. Time to listen into that. Number 6 down, the driver of the Monster Energy 6 machine joins me here. Eric Blount, you have the line, sir. He has the line, but do you have a copy?
Copy.
Oh, there he is. I was like, well, might have Glitch Graphic Gremlins attack us on the audios tonight, but nevertheless, Blount, you're back with us, and once more rocking some Monster Energy schemes up today here, sir. Getting a little bit of that buzz in the charge here on the scheme.
Yes, sir. Got one right next to me.
Well, that's definitely something good to have on board here, and right now, as you currently are now looking to be positioned into the top of the field here, I'm kind of questioning you, man. Do you think that may be able to last long, or do you think those slingshots may be coming up for you?
I'm not sure. I'll put some fresh air on the front of this car and see what happens.
Certainly there indeed. Well, nevertheless, Blount, we appreciate your time here, sir. Let's see what happens down on the fresh air and the scope of this Pocono Raceway.
Thank you, buddy.
Eric Blount, ladies and gentlemen. So the field gonna bring them back on around here and get settled back down on in. Race fans, when we come back, we have double filed them up. We're gonna let them loose here at Pocono Raceway. Alright, race fans, welcome back here on the show once again as we are currently getting set for our restart zone here off of turn number 3 this time on by. Gonna be a bit of a wild goose chase and a fight off for position in zone here as we get him straight down to the green to the charge. Eric Blount will have the Monster Energy 6 start him up and fire away. Green back out. Marking their way down right now. Brian Rainville, one of the Canadian drivers, starting to make a bit of a fight back up to the front here. The slide, the maneuvers and momentum starting to pick in the pace a little bit. Draft starting to pace off. Cody Griffin kind of throwing for a bit of a loop there. Didn't realize he couldn't get much of a run going. Had a corner back in. Corners back in. Blount driving way wide again once more. It looks like he's trying to avoid getting too much trouble, too much situation built up there between him and Griffin. But Griffin just does not care too much about what's going on. Really only it's focusing on the one thing that matters, and that is getting to the front. Lines him off yet again, but still can't quite get the pass. He's trying his best though, but you can even see DJ Mitchell kind of working with both drivers to opt to favor his opposition. Well, he tried to make it interesting, but unfortunately it wasn't quite long enough here. Mitchell falls back. Griffin taking the lead. It's now on the course here of a 80-lap race out of only 18 so far laps completed. Well, they'll have to talk about that in a minute. Trouble again. Brian Rainville goes for a spin and a twist over on the front stretch. And the Miller Genuine Draft 60 unfortunately finds himself kind of rocketed out. Not sure if that was just a little hiccup or what happened. All I know is we're going to look at this replay. Pottle was right there. And looks like a bit of a racing deal there. Woo! That was close. You see how close that 60 was to that wall protection? I don't think you're going to get any closer there, my friend. That was close. Let's take a look at his onboard camera. Looked like he might have just got kind of fumbled around there on the front straightaway, and as you can see, he kind of drives down slightly, and Pocono was driving up, and then... Exhale, my friend. No damage to the car, just a spin, but, I don't know how I'd be feeling right now if I was the 5 of Chantal Bottle. I don't know if Rainville is exactly finding her on his good list here. Wow. Yeah, talk about just absolute chaos and pandemonium here on PTM Racing TV. Once again, just maddening and madness ensues. You may have also known down the bottom right corner, we also have updated the logos here. Yes, the SLM Racing Series have given us a bit of an update handle on some of the stuff here, so we have upgraded those and updated that. Also, if you're looking on our YouTube channel, when we get this up and running and uploaded, you'll see there's a bit of a different little thumbnail background we got kind of kicked up. Same designs and everything, just a different color palette, if you will. And as always, it's because of you guys for everything you've done and everything you bring to us that we're even able to be even doing these in the first place. So pit stops now of plenty and now in between. Everybody coming down in: Cody Griffin, DJ Mitchell, Todd Poston, Eric Blount, Michael E. Campbell, Lynn McNeese, Chantal Bottle, Warren Larson Jr., Ty Morosco, Brian Rainville, Ray Adford, Douglas R. Johnson, all coming in and out of that road. So much level now of speed to be brought back in, and a lot of guys, really in my opinion at this point, just trying to question and figure out where their spots are going to be and where their chances are going to lie from. We are double filed back in once again. The opposition keeping a close eye on tactics and keeping an eye on the speed and control. We still have about 50. We still have 58 laps remaining coming to the green. Cody Griffin right now getting very much his tires warmed up, and Robert Kahn behind him just kind of keeping a close eye on him. If you are new to the channel as well, here race fans, first off, thanks so much for tuning on in, and thank you for coming on board. If you do like what you see and like the action coverage, be sure to visit us up on our YouTube and subscribe there, but also like and follow us up here on Facebook for all the live coverage. And of course, follow us on our social media platforms at Twitter and Instagram. We certainly appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on board. And now back to our restart zone. The Pit Stall Racing Series bring us back to, from the Fort Worth Screen Printing restart, we come back green. Oh man, once again, we have got runs, we've got speed working up. Tim Lee is going to be our new leader here for the first time today, and Tim hasn't had a single win here on PTM Racing TV, and he has literally got the logo and the name branded all over his car. He's looking to try to change that here and finally put one up in his own sanctioning body. Working his way around though, looking the field on down and coming off of corner number 3. And a pack of drivers locked and loaded. Robert Kahn stuck in the middle of a 3 wide tandem draft. They are still 3 wide. Kahn backing down, looking to draft maybe off of the 5 here. Looking to put use his drafting partner as well again. Meanwhile, up for the lead here, Tim Williams, the 45, going deep down inside onto the 24. Tim Lee trying to keep speed and pace, looking to keep the momentum going, but not enough time because the other Tim Williams will represent the Canadian nation, driving it into the race lead. And now the BK Paints machine has jumped ahead. But the defending champion, MF Racing Designs, number 17 Ford Mustang driver, Derek Paulson, is not having it here. These beasts right into your living room, just continuing to make way, make do. Tim Williams hanging on, but it's Derek Paulson now, your new race leader. Well, the track is brutal. That is, oh, that doesn't mean this can't get a little crazy. Oh my! Tim Williams yet again gets clipped in with some drivers and gets clipped himself up there, but Paulson with the presence of mind to hold on, an impressive save there off of turn 3. Williams throws himself way into the outhouse. He's going to have a long road ahead of him to get back into this one. Holy cow, that was a risky maneuver, and that was a big shot maneuver. Unfortunately, it did not work out in either driver's favor. Matter of fact, I think it actually hurt all of them comparatively so. Hear that slight little trickle off of the throttle and getting back into the gas. Cody Griffin right now looking in closely as the caution flies out. Ty Morosco's got a problem down in the tunnel turn number 1. And just when it seems like the madness cannot get any crazier or get bunched up anymore, it does so. Dodds Upson 72 driving extremely hard into corner number 1 there, and it looked like, unfortunately, nowhere to go and nowhere to pass from in his mind or thought, and that's what ended up getting the better of him. One more look at it. Like going to be seeing the entire thing approach and dove onto his corner panel. And the drivers right now are currently getting a bit of a driver talk, if you will. For what I'm hearing down there anyway. Pit road is now open. It's time to see who can get in and out the quickest here. Working their way off of pit road right now, and it will be the number 61. DJ Mitchell beating out Cody Griffin to the line there. Gordon Larson Jr., Eric Blount staying out for now, so interesting strategy kind of cooking up between these two drivers. I say interesting strategy because really it all hinders on one shot and one little ticking time bomb, which is those tires, of course. 80 laps to this, so this is definitely a long road for everybody involved, especially with these caution flags, because that means they have to then work around this 2.5 mile long track and then have to work back into position, back into the spotlight. And when you're running the tricky triangle, that's no easy feat. Yeah, let's take a look at our track tech talk as well, presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. I wasn't kidding you when I said it was a tricky triangle. It's literally 3 turns here, guys. It's designed as a triangle, and it's designed to maximize and put yourself at the absolute risk in the power that is destined to become. This is, without a doubt, one of the toughest tracks that these drivers race on in any way, any shape or form. It's an extremely difficult track to master. You can only master 2 turns out of the 3, we're always told. And really, there is no easy opposition. There is no easy way to get around it. It's just an absolute fight out between all these drivers and between everybody on the show. And yet it just makes that so much better. But yeah, 80 laps to the distance. This is going to be a shootout for these guys. There's no doubt about that. So here we are once again onto another restart zone here. As Eric Blount this time around will be able to get back to the front and have a little bit of fun with this one here. It's going to be interesting to see how he approaches the corners and how he approaches the turns. 30 out of the 80 laps will have been ran here, coming to the next right to the next green, which means we are just approaching halfway done with this race. Lining them back down, ladies and gentlemen. The super late models get to have their way again. The green we march, to the charge we beat, and the run we fly. It's green flag here in Long Pond. Blount takes the early advantage. 61 there, DJ Mitchell getting ahead. I said earlier, that car and that scheme very reminiscent of a certain driver that never got to win here that always looked to try and pull it off. That man is, of course, Mark Martin, as I've referred to. And DJ said it and made it kind of clear and pretty clairvoyant that he wants to do what Martin was not able to do in this scheme in this car. He's doing a great job of it right now, kind of holding down on the top half here, holding the speeds in through the controls. Larson Jr. trying to stick it to him though, maybe start down the bottom. Well, right now, Blount probably thinking like a kid in the candy store, seeing how far of a lead he's got and everyone else kind of trying to gain up on him. But that's where the scary part is. Now you have to wonder, when are they going to start to draft off and try to get a run onto him? If I was Blount right now, I wouldn't be too happy about this. I'd be a little bit more concerned than anything else. Larson Jr. thrown up into the wall area and manages to get a good corner exit off. Now dealing with Todd Postman right beside him. Posted last week's feature winner, of course, again. Way to get out of Iowa Speedway there in Newton. They had to take quite a bit of a drive, though, here to the East Coast side of things and head to Pennsylvania. Thankfully, the iRacing hasn't been able to add the rain in yet, so we haven't been able to make this a true Pennsylvania trip. That's now smooth. You gotta just even control the car into the invert, and then watch your angles and watch your spot off. Chet Del Pato right now defending her line in the river bottom and the RBR number 5, the River Bottom Raceway Lightning Wrapz machine. And I'm honestly kind of amazed too with how much damage that 21 of Robert Kahn, the Freightliner machine, has at this moment. And yet still somehow, some way is able to actually maneuver and pace his way through. Tony Westcott saying, go Kyle, get the W. A lot of love here for the 5, as always. Paulson now intervening in the MF Racing Design 17. He's got to drive off from the 21 of Kahn. Nice little push, nice little run down there. Gets ahead back into the verge. Cody Griffin, though, in the 03. Done wasting time. He's coming for Blount. Remember Paulson earlier on got clipped up there by Tim Williams in turn number 3 after Williams just threw the haymaker and almost took his driving line completely off of him. Wow, look at that way he had to throw that block. Oh my. He was literally as far as you can go on the bottom lane before he brought it back to the top side for that block. Griffin, I guarantee you right now, is making him just a slight bit nervous. That is one of the wildest blocks I have ever seen. I've seen on news channels, news feeds, and websites, as well as videos of Indy cars doing that move. I've never in my life seen a Super Late Model car just pull that one off. That was something. That's not an easy task, by the way, to do, and try to even want to do. And yet somehow the 6 able to pull a great block off and got away with it. That's impressive if you ask me. Netzel right now kind of clambered in and kind of shown onto the door. Uh-oh, well, it was, man, there's trouble again. Problems on the track. Todd Poston this time gets involved. With others going on the onboard, you saw Mitchell was getting involved, got hit up there, so I don't know for sure who got who or what came from what. All we do know is Poston got hammered down and taken for a bit of a hit and run there. Let's take a look at the replay. See if Poston just drives off a little too quick. Looks like the Village Bank was trying to avoid the 0-3 of Cody Griffin to keep his speed alive and trying to keep his momentum high, but he ran into a, shall we say, a brick wall. I don't know, there really wasn't anywhere for Mitchell to go. He had no chance. Once he got out of that, he was in trouble around that spot. This is what he saw. You can see as soon as that happened, there's really not much you can do. The only thing you can do is just literally just turn the wheel in, slow down a little bit, and hope that he doesn't get too badly hurt from it, but his car doesn't quite agree with it. Damage high for Poston, and the last week's feature winner now gonna have some troubles. So pit road stops now being made onto the circuit here. A lot of guys and gals right now just trying to get damage kicked off their cars, trying to fix up any tire wear or anything that they can get out of it. It's going to be interesting to see who gets out of pit road the fastest here. As it looks like Blount will be first one out. Larson Jr. going to get in the second spot. Michael E. Gamble going to get the third one out. Todd Duffs actually making it out in the fourth end. So very, very interesting strategy here. There's a lot of guys right now looking for real estate, looking for some room here. There's not much time, but there is still a half a race set to go. Can anyone figure it out? Find out when we come back here on PTM Racing TV. Tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania has been presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. Custom design t-shirts made your way in your design of style. Fort Worth Screen Printing is the absolute way to get it done. Be sure to visit them up at fortworthscreenprinting.com and visit them up on their website at fortworthscreenprinting.com as well as their Facebook page. Thank you to them for sponsoring the show. And by Lightning Wrapz, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz looks out to bring the best designs in your library. And with that, now the field going to get squared back up into position. At our fifth caution of the day, unfortunately, things got a bit chaotic there once more, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Once it gets going and things get hot, it can get a little bit hotter on the track. Pit stops of plenty, pit stops of many. Tony Westcott saying what is pit road speed? Going to say 55. I'm presuming there's about 55 laps in total. Or 55 miles per hour. What am I saying, laps? Oh my goodness. 55 miles per hour, I believe, is the marker there. So once again, we'll wheel them off from the back half here into the turn 3 tunnel turn, or turn 2 tunnel turn, down to turn 3's Milwaukee Mile turn, and then the Trent Speedway turn 1 will settle them off down to the corners. We're just approaching halfway done with this race. What's Scott saying? So pit road, black flag, or do you just go put the back? They'll put you in the back in this case. Anytime iRacing has a pit road speeding penalty, you always get thrown in the back. Throwing them off to the restart zone. That's not a start we're looking for. This could get bad. Well, I don't know how they didn't wreck it out, but good move on them. Bad start there. Unfortunately, looked like somebody might have spun the tires. I don't know if that was the one of Morasco or who it was, but somebody spun it and somebody ended up clipping them back. Taking them back for a ways and for a drive. Oh my, the 5 almost taking the 21 out while she was at it. Meanwhile, we're green flagging. They're high in the air again. 3 whites loading down, back stretch. Khan not making very many friends down there, but he's trying to put the 47 of Ray Redford into a position, and instead, he pushes it right up and Timley. A huge wreck ensues off of turn 2. Oh my. And Radford looks like I was going to say, looks like he is stuck in that wall. Thankfully, he is okay, but ouch, ouch, and ouch. It looked like to me like Khan might have given Radford a little bump. That in turn started this dilemma. And then Morasco, I'm not even sure what the heck happened there. I'm honestly so confused right now where to even begin with this and where to even start. I think we're just going to start from part 1. Let's take a look at this. This is what initially started the contact. There's the bump. Khan backs off. And I don't think you realize how much that bump did. Radford goes for a ride. Now I want to know is, what the heck happened to Morasco there entering into the tunnel turn? Here's the wreck. Look like, oh, there it is. That's why Tim Williams kind of cornering off from the 5, and Morasco really had no idea where he was going. Oh my word, folks. Well, right now, I would not probably be talking to any of these guys. I think they may want to chill out a bit. That's all I got to say about that. A lot of guys entering into pit road, going to get squared back up in position and hope for the best here. So Fields certainly right now probably more worrisome about just not only the race itself, but now probably that actual starts, if I had to guess, because right now I think I kind of struggle just to kind of keep pace here, much less trying to watch their momentum and watch their openings. So, now back on the verge, back on the drive. What will these drivers do? Leading him back through the corners. They're going to single file him off the restart. Blount right now, I believe, is your longest race leader out of this field. So, one stat I think he'll be pretty happy about. He usually struggles a little bit to hang pace, but this is something good for him to know. Coming off the verge of turn number 3. How will they handle the rest? It's been wild, it's been chaotic, and it's continuing on. Let's see how they handle here. Tony Westcott asking us what is the preferred line and how do you run it in Pocono? Well, depends on really the vehicle and depends on really what you're looking at. The preferred line, I would say, all around is always going to be try to hug the corners as much as you can. Drive up high and entering the corner, and then bring it as quick as you can back down low to the bottom of the cushion. Line it up in each turn and really stabilize it through those corners. But I'd say more than anything, the toughest part is just trying to even maneuver the car around, considering how tight it can be on tire end once you start burning it in late. Building speed's not the problem, it's keeping the speed that is the biggest problem. Eric Blount already maneuvering around, trying to evade the rest of the field. Cody Griffin continuing to keep pace and keep action. Look here. Gordon Larson Jr. making a bit of a drive off there on the inside on your screen. Goes for the run in the inside. Takes full control at 0-3 of Griffin. Gone trying to find another shot, another line, maybe another whip in the dark. Your top 4 on your screen continuing to dictate pace. Corey Coe, Robert Smith, John Garrett no longer in this race. Neither is Brian Rainfield. All drivers unfortunately suffering mechanical failure or troubles from the get-go. More so, not for naught, but Robert Smith, John Garrett absolutely having major malfunctions and issues. Couldn't quite get the cars up to full space and up to full tempo. Well, a tough break for them. At the Alpado, Derek Carlson right now, kind of forming a little bit of a pack, a little bit of a drive here to work together. Carlson, your reigning, defending season champion, trying to do it again and go back to back. And once again, another caution going to fly out. This time at turn number 1, there's trouble for the 61. Trouble just keeps on and knocking here. Let's look at the PTM instant replay. making some contact, heavy contact there, entering into the turn. Looks like both drivers were fighting for the same real estate. I did not get a number on that one. That was Michael E. Campbell, I'm being told, that got cleared in with him. See if Campbell dries up quickly. You can see he didn't exactly let off his line there. That in turn is what caused that wreck to happen. So a tough little deal here for Mitzel. We'll send him on back again. Well, we said going into this race, it could be a bit crazy, so Westcott saying thanks for the info. Just didn't know if low side was better than middle to high, and if your tires got ate up. Oh, Tony, believe me, yeah, the tires they're getting chewed up a little bit. Some of these corners. Now, not gonna lie to you, there is no iRacing setup for Pocono, but what I was told is a third party came in and actually had whipped up the car to actually make it to where it can run well and it can do well in this situation and circumstance here. As pit road opens on back up. Tim Lee able to beat everybody out of pit road this time, so the 24 driver gonna find himself in a possible chance and a possible opening here. Let's take a listen down to him in that 24 camp. He now joins me on the call. Tim, the floor is yours, sir, if you got a copy.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Going pretty good here, sir. I know we were a little late to the party, but it's good to see that you have not been late in getting back up to the front here. How's it feel now to kind of get a drive off with these guys?
Good. I just wanted to stay out. Unfortunately, the way the cautions were going, I just wanted to stay out and try to lead a lap or two. I did that earlier, but we'll get there. All in all, there might be a little more cautions than I want, but it's the racing all around has been pretty fun when we do get some racing on under green. So I'm pretty good.
Pretty good indeed. Now, obviously, we have seen a lot of troubles throughout some of these corners, mostly been on all three turns. But I mean, for you, which one has been the most treacherous to even handle, much less to get around?
I think 1 is always the toughest here. 2 is pretty good, and 3 is pretty long and wide, so it gives you more room. But 1 is definitely the hairpin for me, hardest.
Hardest to master, hardest to pound on, but nevertheless here, Tim, we appreciate you coming on board here, sir. Best of luck as we get you ready to reel them deal and back up to the game.
Thanks, Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the number 24, Tim Lee. Trying his might, trying his way. He is looking to get this one into the top spot. Yeah, you even heard him say as well he was not hoping for this many cautions. I mean, I don't think really anybody was even thinking about that. I think a lot of guys and gals were expecting us to be kind of what we've seen in the last couple of races and the last times these these guys get on the track. They've been putting up some great numbers, some impressive performances, and really caution-free races, but that does not seem to be the case no more. Challenges seem to embroad and really dishevel many guys and gals trying to just figure out the best of their knowledge how to work around this track. We're halfway done here so far, and at the moment, with 6 cautions to our name, excuse me, 7, this could get a bit wild throughout the rest, and especially if we have to go to a green-white checkered scenario. I wouldn't even want to think about how that would have to hang out. You'd be seeing a lot of drivers pushing for their luck and pushing for their drive off. Restart zone lines them back down. Tim Lee will settle them all. Well, Con wasted no time getting out of the gate. Looking back in the back of the backfield here, look at this. Michael E. Campbell and Ray Radford have a little tussle down there as Todd Tufts tries to find a way around both of them, but that does not seem to be the case. Tim Lee now dealing with major pressure and trouble from the 03, Cody Griffin, who gave him the old proverbial love tap. A love tap, a bumper run, or rubbing his racing, call it what you will. I always say it's a love tap when you get tapped like that in the back. Maneuvering down the 5 sets up puddle and has now moved into the 3rd spot, and she's looking pretty strong here, coming to the end of her race. Now again, if there's one thing we know about her is that her and Super Lee Moss can go hand in hand, but they can also be her worst nightmare. She's had much success in this car, but has yet to really put up a number outside of anything that wasn't named Pedal the Metal Racing League or Push Limits Racing League. Ooh, and even Khan kind of making it a little bit tricky for her, as gives her a little run and a bump there. Don't think that was intentional by any means from him, but I think he didn't quite really think of where she was at, where he was at, and just kind of give him a little tap, and they can't all be said for the 6. Oh my word! Oh my gosh. Really saw the onboard camera there right into the turn off 3, and Blount just got derailed into the barrier. The car is moving, so the driver is okay, but oh my goodness. That was an absolutely horrifying hit there. Let's see if we can see what happened here. It looks like came off turn number 3, gets a little bit loose. And Con, oh my. I don't even know where Con went. We just saw what happened to the 6 there, but I think we might have to look at this from another angle too. I mean, this was a huge wreck. Here's Con. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looked like a catapult just throwed him right into the wall. Well, the 21 got damaged, and he's going to have a lot of work to do on that. They get 2 fast repairs right now. I think he is saving his up. I don't think that thing's going to be able to be fixed all the way like he's hoping for in the amount of time that he can find reasonably. Man. I am not in any way or shape or form going to try and discredit any of these guys or really get on them, but this is getting very dangerous right now. We know Pocono is a dangerous landscape, and it's a very extremely tough track. Not just the mentality, but the wear and tear of a driver's body. But even right now, I'm saying honestly, is this kind of maybe getting a little bit too far with these Super League model cars. When the racing goes, the racing is fantastic. When the battles start to enrage and in war, it gets a bit maybe too chaotic for its own good, but make no bones about it, folks. These drivers are not done yet, and they're not going to just quit that easily. Make no mistake there. Field will lock and load back into position. And at this point, it's really just a matter of hoping not to find yourself in a tough little situation or circumstance here. Tony Westcott saying Tricky Triangle living up to its name. Ain't no doubt about that, my friend. It's living up to its name and reputation by a country mile here. Well, for the first time today, the 5 Chantel bottle will have the race lead, and once again, should make for an interesting dilemma under circumstance here. She's looking to try and hold the moniker up and try to take this one home for the ladies today. We'll bring them off down the front straightaway back to the green flag, and Paulson will try to hunt her down. Looking to drive off into that draft. Williams going right in between as well. Morosco allowing for the opening. Maybe in some regards just trying to avoid trouble as well. Back through the corners down in turn number 1 they go. Todd Poston, man, as he had a day in his own right. He's been kind of wrecked and shoved around and pushed around, and now with an opportunity to really make something work here. Paulson has taken the race lead away from the 5, maybe setting up for a draft line on him. Some serious corner offs. It's a very tough little reel and dealing machines here. Ty Morosco, your number 1 seed entering into this race today, has literally been through a hodgepodge of chaos today. He's had his fair share of hard racing moments, but he's also had his fair share of being thrown into the wall moments, and yet he still continues to manage his way around. Dimly in the 24, you see kind of stuck into that second pack. Everyone else in that first pack making use of what they got here. Chantel looked like she had a corner in quickly and had a corner off fast. And a lot of other drivers going to have to do the same. Oh, four cars piling up down there. Tim Lee, one of them. Ty Morosco wrecked out onto the bunch. And Lee can't escape all of it for now. Eric Blount also caught off in the wreck. Looked like Ty Morosco went for a little bit of a hedgeway there from the number 31 camp of Todd Poston. Let's see if we can get a look here. Yeah, definitely cleared him out there. Poston nowhere to go, and Poston actually tried to slow up, and instead actually slowed up to the 24's demise there. Didn't really have nothing he could do. Similar to what we saw earlier, I believe, with I believe that was with the 45 of Tim Williams with Ty Morosco in the same corner. But this time the shoe was on the other foot because Morosco was wrecked out and Lee was Williams, who really had nowhere to go and ended up getting the boot. Well, 25 will turn to 24 and then 23 laps remaining in this race. And really at this point, we're going to be seeing more of this scenario, this circumstance, the further we get along this race, which is how much room will you give, how close do you get it to, and what really is the ultimate limit. Because, I mean, the way I'm seeing it, the way I'm feeling it right now, it just looks more and more like you find yourself in such a dilemma and such a positional stake. Nevertheless, Eric Paulson trying to get back to his winning ways and trying to maybe initiate these guys on there. Field right now, getting told by the pace car we've got one to go this time on by. Pace truck gonna single file them off again. Everyone gonna have to be put into their positions. Todd Poston looks like he's gonna have to go to the back here. And the pace car popping back off around. We'll get them down to the charge again. Everybody trying to get a good restart, but Paulson kind of settling it back down a little bit. Not a lot of drivers on the lead lap, much less on really the track for that matter. Some of them falling prey and victim to really the corners and the turns. Gordon Morrison Jr. right now, they are in it to win it. They are pushing their boundaries and pushing themselves to some heights here. Hoping to outlast and outdo the other. Jeffrey Todd Tubbs, Todd Boson right now going to be dealing with each other's game plans here. Looks like both guys kind of lean towards the other, looking for position and ground clearance. Hard work around here. Todd Tubbs sent off a little bit from Poston. Len McNeese, we haven't really been able to talk about him all day in the 84. He is also keeping a good shake of things, keeping with it. Michael Lee Campbell works with him on the back half, on the stretches. Absolutely no room for error, no room for making mistakes. Campbell swinging to the inside, forcing Todd again off into the distance. Todd Tubbs right now just has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. He is well aware of that. Field working their way on around. Look at this though, a huge battle ensuing. This is your battle for the lead. Bottle had a great entry into the turn number 2, but the tunnel turn did not favor too well to her. Paulson able to hold her back. A huge run coming with under 20 laps left. We've only got 19 to go. And everybody right now just focusing very carefully on what could happen next. Now looks like he's going to try to emerge and indulge on the 17, looking for a pass off him. Paulson's no stranger to winning here. He won the Truck Series race here on this very same track. He's looking to try to do it again with this kind of performance and this kind of layout. Coming up fast, Bottle looking for another drive on that 17. She's desperately trying to make a move off on him. Any kind of run, any kind of leeway, just something to see. Paulson still holding her down, but off of corner number 3. This is the same turn. She's got a few of them earlier on in terms of a passing corner. She's got a good run down on the outside, on the inside, but can't quite get the draft from the 00. Larson not letting her off and not letting him out of his sight either. Now looks like he wants to shoot for the slingshot, but both drivers still unsuccessful. Paulson continues to hold the lead. We go on board. I don't know how on earth or how in the heck they are even able to get this into such a tip-top working order and shape here. And Larson looks like finally he's able to do something that wasn't done earlier from the 5. A great drive off, passing coming through. Larson with the pass off, now gets the 17. He's got a chance. 16 laps remain. The opposition now starting to favor in. Cody Griffin looking to make a run for it too. Oh, and the 5 slamming the wall off of the corner. Got trapped by Griffin. And now Pottle having some absolute problems down there. Can't seem to stick to it. Again with Paulson jump to the outside, everybody getting their work in, getting their self cut out for it. Just seemingly no ends meet, nothing left on the table. And Paulson goes to pit road. He's going to try to strategize above all else. Gordon Larson Jr. will now take over the position. Cody Griffin gonna hold second place down right now. Paulson, Poston, and Mitchell have all entered into pit road, so you'll have to see who gets out of there in time and in the quickest manner of fact. And Robert Collins 21 out. Douglas R. Johnson currently Wrapz down. Blount seems to be down and out as well. See everybody getting tires, getting fuel. Looks like just right sides only for the 31 and the 17. Fuel and right sides on their way back out. And the 5, Chantel Throttle Bottle going to go into pit road. I don't know if that was necessarily the smart move to do, considering what these other drivers were up to. She's going to be kind of stuck into a bad spot without a draft partner, but Michael Lee Campbell will join her in, so maybe that might help her out a little. They have Scratch, Flot, and Swat, or everything you got. Westcott, I didn't even see your comment there earlier, my friend. Sorry about that, but yeah. I would say the barrels kind of took a bit of a beating down there, if you will. Led McGee's the 84 getting a bit of a draft off there, kind of packed into the stance, trying to evade and avoid some other drivers. As Tim Lee now moves the chains ahead, looks like he's going for an absolute run in a shootout here. and Lee dealing with each other's game plans. Todd Tuff's also in that mix. And it looked like pit stops were made about 10 laps in from the original, so it looks like a bit of a drive off here from the other driver camps. Everybody looking to try to find their line, trying to find their way. Griffin's in pit road, Larson Jr. staying on out. This is turning into a bit of a slugfest to see who can outlast the other the longest. This is exactly what we thought it would come down to. We knew the drafts were going to be high, we knew the positions were going to be keen, but now it's a bit of a workaround here as Griffin entered into pit road. Todd Boson, by the way, is not on the lead lap for that record books, folks. He's on he's 11th right now in position, 1 lap down. And desperately trying to get up there to the 5% bottle, maybe if have any chance at this one to take a top 10 spot. But considering he's about 10 seconds back, yeah, I don't really think he's going to have much of a shot in that department. Corey Larson Jr. enters into pit road. That will now give us a new leader, and for the first time today, you gotta give the nod to Len McNeese. He will be your new leader. Tim Lee right behind him. 10 laps remain. These drivers are burning tire up. They are burning fuel up as well. Not much chances left. They're going to try their hard luck. They're going to try for something here, though. It looks like that's going to be the game plan. McNeese at this moment, I think, just trying to make sure that rear end does not catch out from underneath him, making sure he stays under control. Knows he's pretty well antiquated and tempoed onto the dirt and onto the track. Right along, coming right around. Tim Lee are still giving it everything they've got. Todd Tuff slamming the wall down on turn number 3 there will slow his momentum down even further. At this point, just kind of getting picked off as he goes. Tim Lee's going to enter into pit road. Len McNeese is going to try to hold out. Cody Griffin, by the way, got ahead there of Eric Paulson just by his sheer little luck and a little bit of help as well. And at this point, Paulson knows if he does not find a way around him, that could be the end of his race. Turns the scope to make the winner's circle check. Len, right now, holding on. And at this point, I think he's really just hoping and praying it's enough. Tough sell, tough call though to believe and to be had, if you ask me. And he's going to go in pit road. That's going to be his chance. Cody Griffin has got an opportunity to steal this one. But he is still dealing with pressure and mounting from behind. Seven laps now. Burrowing down. McNeese trying to hurry out of pit road. He gets his fuel and gets it all out, but not enough time between him, Paulson, and Boaston and Larson Jr. McNeese gets shifted to the back. Final opportunities brewing. 7 laps to go. Top 5 on your screen. Literally just a who's who of fighting for runs, fighting for anything they've got. Hoping in the end it will all work out in their favor. Paulson looking on as Griffin. It's been so long since we have seen him in this high caliber situation, trying to pose and brew up something. Paulson with a bit of a push back there. Griffin was able to get a good run and a lunge down to the turns. We take a look at our lap times here. Lap 73. That was a bit of a tumultuous spot for Paulson. Lap 75. He got a lot better grip there. So many other positions going on right now. Todd Post and Gordon Larson Jr. dealing with each other's company as well for that third and final spot. Flipping them down to the exits here. Drafts now being put to their absolute limits with 4 laps left. Paulson desperately trying to get a faster corner, get a better runoff, but without someone to help him out in the draft. Now this becomes pretty much what he dealt with the last time out. Pressure mounting, speed of ruin. Griffin is in serious jeopardy right now, and he knows it. Coming on the last legs of this race, 3 laps to go. Paulson is trying to look for an opportunity to get Griffin if he can. Maybe have to deliver the old bump and run. There's only 2 laps left. Both guys just digging and driving as hard as they can through the corners, looking for an opening here. 2 to go. Green flag high in the air. This has been a winding fight from start to finish. The later half of this race definitely burstled and boiled down to who can mix and manage the tires best, while at the same time using their momentum and speed and consistency to drill out the rest of them. Lead him down. One more time on by. White flag. Coming up. This is going to be a drawback here between Griffin and Paulson. No more gloves anymore. Griffin, you better know how to block. You better know how to defend. And you better know how to figure it out quickly. Paulson does not shoot for him in turn one. Perhaps looking to aim him down into the tunnel turn. He's got a lock. He's got a line. Can he get him here? This is a treacherous corner. It's a tight corner. Open the door. Griffin waited for him. He blocks him. Now, can he line him up for one last chance, one last shot in the dark? Turn three coming. Paulson desperately trying to get the bumper. He couldn't get him in time. Off of turn number three, this time on by. Cody Griffin returns to victory lane. .13 of a second determines this one to the line and to the end. The tricky triangle lived up to its nickname. And Cody Griffin, living up to his height and his comeback tail. The 03 has returned. What a performance, and a little bit of a last minute dash and a little bit of a woo, get on the edge of your seat kind of moments there. He's going to take that long drive back to the front stretch. Paulson, nothing to be ashamed of there. Went for broke, went for it all, just did not get it. Well, that is probably the longest burnout I think I've ever seen a Super Late Model car do. I think it like traveled half across a football field doing that. Oh my. What a performance. And again, he had to literally throw a strategy right into Derek Paulson's face and actually got ahead of him. Working out to a solid ends meet for him and the crew. Honestly, I don't know where he's going. I think he's trying to do a complete Polish lap around the back half. I don't know, maybe this is like a new configuration he's coming up with. I don't know. He's just going to keep driving all the way to the end, isn't he? Okay, well, we gotta get the results in somehow, so let's get to that. Alright, here is your final results. Griffin wins this one out here. Paulson going second, third to Todd Poston. Gordon Larson Jr. goes fourth, fifth to DJ Mitchell. Len McMeese gets fifth, sixth to, DJ Mitchell fifth, sixth to Len McNeese, seventh to Tim Lee. Chantel Powell goes eighth, ninth to Michael E. Campbell, 10th to Jeffrey Todd-Tufts. Rounds out your field. And that scope and that stretch, and that will all but kind of cover up for that end of the leg of the race. Now time for what I think a lot of people have been kind of waiting for, which is this top three interviews. This could get interesting, but nevertheless, here's your top three. Todd Poston posts up the number and gets himself a nice third place finish, holds down his win from last week. Certainly well impressive there. We'll have to see if he can do it again here in due time, but nevertheless, here we are now joined in by our second place finisher, almost taking it back to back here on the Pitstar Racing Series. Of course, I'm talking about Derek Paulson, the 17. Derek, congratulations on a second place finish. You literally had a chance there a few times, and unfortunately, the car just could not get it good in the run. What went wrong there?
Oh, we were just too close in speed. it's hard to pass when when you're so when your speed's so close together. I didn't stick with my original plan. I was gonna do something else there towards the last lap. I should have done that. May have had a better chance of getting by him, but it was a very trying race. A lot of cautions. It's very rare with this group of people because this is usually a pretty good league. So it was very frustrating for what 80% of the race, but that that last 20 laps or so, that was awesome. So I got to give it to these guys for straightening things out, and it was just fun. I didn't care that I didn't get the win. I really enjoyed those last 20 laps. That's what pit stall racing is all about.
It certainly is indeed. Now, the way we're looking at it right now and how far this had gone, I mean, you've got another tough competitor up on the roster with Michigan International Speedway next up. I mean, is that going to be really pushing you guys to some more hard times, or you think maybe that everyone will kind of learn here from what happened here at Pocono?
I honestly think it'd be probably a little better just for the fact that, Pocono's a way tougher track, and I don't know how often some of the guys in here actually race Pocono, so it is a little bit of a learning curve if you don't race very much, and so I've got better positive airwaves on Michigan. I think we'll put on a pretty good race for you.
Well, I mean, can't say I didn't put on a great race here. Definitely did that and then some. We're having a little bit of chaos ensuing. Nevertheless, though, Derek, as you come away second place today, who do you want to thank you for that?
I first got to thank the admins over at the pit stall. Um, putting on a great league, Tim does. He's very patient with us. Um, probably sometimes too patient. He's got a heart of gold there, and got to thank him and the guys over at the pit stall. And got to thank you there up in the booth. Always great to watch the replay at the end of the race here. Go back and watch you broadcast that. And got to thank MF Racing Designs. He does all my paints on all my vehicles. You can find him out on MF Racing Designs Facebook page. And I got to thank MFRD and Ty Marosco for racing with me here in this league. And that'll be about it.
All right, Derek, man, congratulations once
Oh,
again.
I do have to make one more shout out. I got to thank Dalton Kilrow for spotting for me. So that's always nice.
Well, you got to get everybody in one way or another. Don't know how this next time we'll see you here on the podium. So, Derek, congratulations, Ben, and well deserved once more, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Derek Paulson, ladies and gentlemen, coming away here as your second place finisher, but the man who manages to hold him back to the end, Cody Griffin, with a pit stall workaround and a very tall order in front of you, sir. Congratulations on this win. Tell me, what does it feel like to knock down the tricky triangle off the list, sir?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. First race back in a while. Just been busy with real life work, real life racing, and just hadn't really had the time to get on here. But luckily, race season's winding down in the real world, so this is the time I can get on here and play for a little while. So yeah, it was a good race, fun race. I got to thank Derek Paulson there. He ran me hard, but I mean, these cars aren't really designed to be on this racetrack, and they're, everybody's right on top of each other. And I've seen him in the mirror there that whole last lap. I mean, he could have dumped me through the tunnel turn or turn 3 if he wanted. I mean, he could have wrecked me any chance he wanted. So I appreciate him running me clean. Definitely remember that. I owe him one for that. But yeah, fun race. It's different, but it's fun, and looking forward to the next one.
I was about to say the next one's going to be at Michigan International Speedway, as we just told Paulson there. I know this one was quite a bit of a drive off and quite a bit of a long thing to do, but I mean, with the way this has been kind of conforming and you've been figuring things out, do you think that this could, in total, kind of be the start of a long journey, possibly towards that season championship stakes for you and this crew?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I'm here, is to win a championship. So I definitely, long as nothing crazy comes up, I'll definitely be here at least for the super late model deal that they've got here, and they're more my speed anyway. I run late model stocks, in the real world, so this isn't that different from what I'm used to. So these are more my speed. I like the trucks, don't get me wrong, but I'm more comfortable in these and enjoy driving these more even on here.
For sure there. Well, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you still managed to not only drive a truck, but a super late model car into victory lane here on PTM Racing TV. So, that in mind, bud, I got to ask you, do you want to thank you for all this today?
Just thanks to Tim, everybody at the league for putting it on, Tim, all the admins behind the scenes that make it happen. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. I really appreciate it. It's PTM TV, right?
PTM Racing TV, yep. You can
All
call
right,
it either
cool.
or.
All right, cool. Yeah, appreciate y'all broadcasting. Appreciate everybody that tuned in to watch, and see if we can go back to back and get us one next week.
You'll have a handful on your own plate there when the time comes, but nevertheless, here, Goody, congratulations. Well earned and deserved.
Thank you. See y'all next week.
See you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Griffin walking away with the W here today at Pocono. The Tricky Triangle lived up to its name, and without you guys, we wouldn't be able to live up to our name. So thank you all so much for tuning on in. Thank you again, of course, to the sponsors, Fort Worth Screen Printing and Lightning Wrapz, for the support this season. And race fans, this all but covers your show today. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned on in and enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys next time on out. We'll see you in Michigan, but we will also see you tomorrow night. We're heading down to Indianapolis. Misfits Racing League joins us. We'll see you then.